What are the odds he develops into an Anthony Rendon type of talent?
It's very small.
10% or less?
I would say less.
Right.
But I don't know. I have no idea. He could be good.
But
he doesn't necessarily have to be Rendon.
No.
Like, he could just be solid.
Be 70% of him. Be
Yeah.
75%. Can you do that? Can you give a close approximation? That's what Mike Rizzo's hoping for.
I know they have high hopes.
Yeah. Like Panic at the Disco?
Yeah.
Kind of like that?
It's a good tune.
It is a good tune.
Do you think that Rizzo is kind of realizing that I wouldn't call the World Series win a fluke, but it was almost like lightning in a bottle.
He would get very
not,
Rick at you.
I know,
if
but
he heard you say it was a fluke.
I can't think of another word for it because you're shipping off Parra, you're shipping off Rendon. It's almost like and they were the key cogs in the locker room that made everyone happy, and it's almost like they're just. He can't replicate what he had this past year.
You can find other locker room guys. I think that part is overblown. That God forbid they're not going to be doing Baby Shark 100 nights at Nats Park.
I don't think it's overblown at all.
Well, every team every team has a different personality each year to year.
And Rizzo, I think he knows how to find those guys that work well in the clubhouse. He'll find other guys to assimilate with the group that he has.
It's an unbelievable run that he just knows that he can't duplicate. And so they know that, and so they're not going to try and waste their money on Rendon.
They know you're going to lose guys every year. You have to pick and choose who you want to keep.
Look, here in a nutshell, here's what the Nats like to do.
Every team has a different personality.
The Nats like to pay guys to do this, that throw the ball. The guys that do this, hit the ball, they're not sized to pay them. They're not ready to pay those guys $30 million a season.
Let's see what they do with Turner and Soto and Robles. Again,
we'll see.
Rizzo might even be retired by the time Soto's up. Who knows?
Is that 5 years?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, he might be out.
You never know.
He's not worrying about that right now.
No.
But maybe, he's talking to learners and going, look, in 5 years, we're going to have to give Soto $400 million.
Right. He's trying to soften that. And if I were him, every time I would go in, I would say, what about this? Well, let's talk about this deferred money bit.
Yeah.
Is this flexible? Is there a way around this deferred money thing that you guys always like to throw in to the massive contracts that we're offering?
I mean, I got to find out.
Let's scale this back a little bit.
I got to find out what's going through their heads.
Yeah, you do. Because last time I checked, I don't have Mike Rizzo's number in my cell phone, and you do.
I'm definitely going to text him next week.
Valdez makes a good point.
He does? You're actually praising Valdez?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Of course, because the Nats, again,
this is Matt Valdez.
It's incredible they won. But they aren't the Astros. They aren't the Dodgers. They're not the Yankees. They weren't a 100-game winning team.
Right.
They didn't win their division. They barely made the playoffs. And
they went on a great run. There's no doubt about it.
They're a Brewers heir away from Rizzo being the GOAT, not the silly kind of GOAT.
Right.
Yep.
So this team was barely hanging on, barely made it to the playoffs. And looking at it now, they're not going to be as good next year or the next couple of years probably than they were last year.
Maybe there's some of that discussion going on behind closed doors that we're not privy to.
Well, let's see who they signed. They're not done signing players. Let's see what happens here the next few weeks.
There's a lot of.
Why are you putting so much faith in Josh Donaldson?
I'm not. Look, I told you Donaldson.
The Blue Jays couldn't wait to get rid of him.
I told you, and he's not the locker room guy that Rendon is. All right, he's not as likable. I get it, but he could help you. It's better to put Donaldson out there every day at third than it is to put Keyboom.
Class or calling this a fluke World Series.
Oh, I couldn't think of a better name for it. It's a lightning in a bottle. There. Does that make you happy?
Look, they got hot at the exact right time.
It's happened.
They had some breaks. You know what? You know what every team gets on their way to a World Series or any sort of title? Breaks.
Yeah.
The ball goes their way. A bounce goes their way. A puck bounces the right way.
I mean, you act like they're the first wild card team to win a World Series. It happens. It does.
Hey, I'll say this. About 15, 20 years ago, the Mariners got rid of A-Rod, Griffey, and Randy Johnson, and then the next year they won 117 games, and everyone thought, oh, you don't need big stars. And
right.
They haven't been back to the playoffs since.
So your Mariners are a cautionary tale for Mike Rizzo and company going forward?
I'm just saying, superstars matter.
Baseball drab?
Well, they've had superstars. They've been the favorite to win the division pretty much every year for the past 5. And when they win the division, stuff happens in the playoffs.
The division stinks.
Well, not always.
The Braves
stink.
Not now.
The Braves stink.
5 years ago, they stunk.
Okay, but look, every team's different. You can't keep everybody. You just can't do it.
Are we allowed to be upset?
You can be upset at anything you want.
You guys act like we're delirious.
No, honestly, care.
Yeah.
No, I do a little bit.
You
No,
don't even
you
care.
don't. You
do.
care, but you care that they let Rendon go and kept Strasburg.
Guys, we
it
have
affects.
time, and they have to be interesting, or our job sucks. So of course I
All right,
care.
for work, you care. But I mean, it's not like you root for him day to day.
I want to drive SUV during a parade again. That was kind of silly.
It was. We did appreciate you driving at about 6 miles per hour.
I'm wondering if Strasburg didn't agree to the deferrals of the last 80 million bucks,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If they were equal contracts, would they have signed Rendon? Would they have given Rendon the money over Strasburg? Is the only reason they gave Strasburg the money is because he deferred? Would they have, would they have chosen?
Maybe that played a role.
So would they have chosen Rendon over Strasburg if the deals were equal?
Not sure.
That's interesting.
Again, that's a question that you need to ask Mike Rizzo when you guys are eating like chips and hummus in his suite.
Yeah.
Okay? Can you please get on that? 800-636-1067 is the number if you want to weigh in.
That's funny.
I'm just laughing at one of the lines that Drab T-shirt typed into the call screening software. Let's go to Mike in Landover first. What's up, Mike? You're on with the Junks. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Mike in Landover, what's up?
Hey, nothing, man. Look, at the end of the day, am I disappointed about it? Yes, I am. Baseball is an analytic sport. You know, you put the guys in place to win the game for you. Starting pitching is very important in baseball because at the end of the day, that's the defense. And Steven Strasburg is probably the best, quote-unquote, defensive player on the baseball team. You know, you paid him the money, he got it, and Don is gone. You know, they got a good farming system. You got to stick with that. Maybe you go out and get Donaldson, but at the end of the day, it's Rendon replaceable as far as, you know, the numbers and all that. The numbers he put up at third base, no, not really, but you can find somebody in place to probably make you somewhat slightly a better team or the same way you was at last year. So, you know, you just got to move on from it. I trust Rizzo in the whole organization. I tell you, this is better than all of the rest of the local teams around here, except for the Capitals. So right now, it is what it is, and you just got to move on from it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.
Your phone stinks on ice, but thank you for the call. We do appreciate that.
800-636-1067. Open line Thursday. Talking about Anthony Rendon leaving, going to the Angels.
Let's go to Jason in Fredericksburg. What's up, Jason? You're on with the Junks. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Hey, look, I'm listening to you guys talk. I agree with the guys behind the glass. You can't lose 35 home runs and 100 RBIs every year, and they've done that the last 2 years. As good as this farm system is, those guys aren't coming through every year. I mean, you can't have a Juan Soto come through every year and do this. I mean, as much as I like Rizzo and, you know, appreciate what the Lerner family's done for this team, the community, this is the Atlanta Braves of the 90s. I mean, you can win 14 straight division titles, but all that pitching only ever got them one World Series. I mean, that was it. There weren't no superstars on that team, you know, offensively. There were guys in and out every few years, but pitching wins so much. But, you know, when it comes to October, you got to be able to put the bat on the ball too. I mean, he was great, but he got himself further away from World Series going out to California. I've seen Angels comments all morning. You know, their fans wanted pitching more so than they wanted Anthony Rendon.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? Anthony Rendon's got his World Series.
Yeah, he already won it.
He's got his ring.
Yeah,
now he wants to get paid.
Now he's grabbing the big, gigantic bag of cash.
Yeah, so I can't blame him.
Can't blame him at all.